How's it going, guys? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer, coming at you with another video. Now today I wanted to give my initial impressions on Diablo 3. So some exciting stuff here. Before we get into that, a few housekeeping notes. Beer of the day, we're drinking Tremblay, a nice welfare Quebec beer, if you will. So we'll crack that open. And yeah, hope you're all doing well. I know a lot of you guys and gals over there in the US are celebrating Thanksgiving. We're not celebrating that over here. We had ours a couple of weeks ago, but I hope you're all doing well. And speaking of American Thanksgiving, what comes in the mail today? The 4K Ultra HD of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which includes over an hour of never before seen deleted and extended scenes from the movie. I watched everything today. I watched the movie over again to see how the translation to Ultra HD looked. I can't tell the difference, to be honest. I was playing it on my Xbox One X, and I watched the deleted scenes. Really incredible stuff when you watch it. Before you watch the deleted and edited out scenes, there is sort of a disclaimer that comes up on the screen, and it basically says, this additional footage was called from the archives of obviously John Hughes from his family estate, if you will, and it just said, just a heads up, some of this is of VHS quality. It actually says that, and some of the scenes look like they're of good enough quality that they could have been added to the film, but some of the scenes are obviously of VHS quality. But nonetheless, really cool to see some of this footage that had never been seen before. Absolutely incredible. If you're a fan of the film, you owe it to yourself to get a copy of this. If for nothing else, to get the extra hour of never before seen footage. It's really, really, really good. Some of the stuff, it's like I can't believe they cut it out, Like, there's a scene where it's Neil's wife is at home and it's at night and she's upset because she didn't get a phone call from Neil, and her mother walks in and says, "Come to bed," and Neil's wife is like, "No, he should have called by now." And they sort of get into a conversation, and Neil's wife basically says, "Neil's been on the road for the last 2 years and he's fallen out of love with me, and don't you see what's happening here? He's having an affair." And she goes on to insinuate that Dell is the woman that Neil is having the affair with. She thinks Dell is a woman, and she talks about packing her bags and leaving with the kids in the morning. So just some crazy stuff. The scene at the beginning, not the beginning, but when they get the hotel room and they get in that big blow up, well, they show a cut scene from that where it's completely different dialogue altogether. So yeah, some really cool stuff. I won't really go into it much more here, but this did come with a download code, and I don't know if you can watch the deleted scenes with the download code. Maybe it's just the movie, I'm not sure. But if you want the download code, hit me up, reach me on Twitter, send me a DM, and I'll hook you up with the code for this. So there you go. Anyways, on to the meat and potatoes of today's video. I don't want it to be a long video. Already at the 5-minute mark here. So we're talking about Diablo 3. Let me take a sip of my beer here. So I haven't really talked about it a whole lot on the channel, but I really do, or at least I did back in the day. I really did enjoy a lot of those dungeon crawlers, if you will, those old school games like Diablo. I've got Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, which I haven't gotten far enough into, but I have played it, and from what I've played so far, really, really good stuff. I know you can get this as an HD remaster along with the second one on the modern consoles. And I've also got Baldur's Gate as well, which is, again, a bit of a dungeon crawler, more of a tongue-in-cheek affair to it. A lot of good sense of humor, and a lot of humor, and dialogue in this game as well. And even more recently, I haven't really talked about it on the channel, but I finally did get a chance to play Planescape Torment on the PC. Now, I took the original copy out of this box, and I installed it on my computer, and I was actually able to get it to run There's an asterisk next to it, though, because I played it for about an hour, and then I entered a new area of the world, and the game froze up on me. So it's obviously not meant to run off the original disc. But from what I had played, I was having a really good time. So we fast forward to Diablo 3. Now, I've heard a lot about this game. Obviously, it needs no introduction. But when you watch videos on YouTube regarding this game, it always, to me, gives me a bad first impression. It's always showing, as far as the gameplay is concerned, the frenetic hack and slash encounters that you get into, which is a part of this game, obviously. But there's more to it than that. There are certain periods where you go into villages and townships and talk to the town folk. And while it's not the most deep of conversation, if you will, it is absolutely a part of the game. It's not always about, getting into these encounters within the semi-open world. It is about taking your time going through the different environments and the townships as well, which is one of the things I really enjoy, not only about this game, but even, a game like Skyrim as an example. One of the things I enjoy most about Skyrim and Oblivion was just entering the towns and getting to know the different characters almost on an intimate level, if you will. So, yeah, kind of getting ahead of myself here, but yeah, I put on Diablo 3 last week. I'm like, just check it out just for the hell of it. I just want to see if it's any good. And I ended up getting hooked on it. And it's funny because it's not like the combat is reinventing the wheel, It's not really like a big deal. It's fairly basic. It's easy to understand. I don't know how Diablo 2 is. From what I've seen online, the videos I've watched, it looks like it's more involved. And a lot of fans of the series like to wave their flag that Diablo 2 is much better than Diablo 3. It almost seems like Diablo 3 was purposely by Blizzard made to be a little bit more accessible, maybe to the casual audience, to promote the online playability of this game. I'm not quite sure. But I'm not really interested in playing this online. Not that I could with my PS3. At least I don't think I can. But I'm more interested in the single-player campaign. So this is broken up into, I believe, 5 acts. I got through Act 1 today, and I'm in the midst of Act 2, where you're going through the sandstorm desert area, if you will. And yeah, I just don't know. It's just so addicting. It's so addicting to just be able to run around and find all the gold and level up your character and then go back to the main town and talk to some of the merchants that are selling different weapons and whatnot and upgrading your weapons and selling other stuff that you don't need anymore. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's almost like this is a game you'd think maybe I wouldn't have the right to enjoy. I don't know if that makes sense. Some people might say, this is the last kind of game that CG would want to play. But no, I've been having a lot of fun with it. I can't put it down. And yeah, the graphics are really good. It's funny, the title screen, it's like one of the nicest looking title screens I've ever seen. It definitely looks like a PC game. You get like the nice Diablo logo and the birds are flying around and there's trees and you've got that awesome music. You could literally put this game on, not play it, and just leave it at the title screen. And it's just something to look at as you're walking around your apartment or your house. So it works really good with the PS3 controller. You think maybe this game would, work a lot better with a mouse and keyboard, but no, it works really good with the PlayStation analog sticks. So yeah, Alphanerd, if you're watching this, buddy, you definitely need to give this a try. It's really good. And I know the definitive version is available on the PS4 and the Xbox consoles. I'm not quite sure what it's called, but it comes with like a nice purple cover. I've seen it before at GameStop. But for me, for $5, to have the vanilla version of Diablo, I'm fine with that. I don't know. Maybe down the road I'll get the definitive version, which has everything on the disc. But man, for $5, there's quite a lot of gameplay here to be had. Absolutely. It's a really good looking game. Even though this game is, what, 10 years old now? I'm telling you, it looks good. Like the way you walk around, and it's a kind of isometric viewpoint, right? But like the way that the graphics are, like let's say there's a tree that you're walking by, sometimes the tree will be like in front of the character, almost like you feel like you could actually reach out and touch it. The way that the tree sort of comes at the inside of your TV, if that makes sense. So you'll be walking along, and you'll walk by a tree, and the branches, you just see the branches everywhere, like all over your TV. It looks really good. And sometimes the way that the environments are, I know it's an isometric viewpoint. Sometimes it doesn't even feel like that. You're just walking around in the open world. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I know there's a lot of game players out there that would say, check out Diablo 2, or what's the remake of Diablo 2, Resurrected? Or maybe check out the original Diablo. I totally get that. Right now, I got my hands full with Diablo 3, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe one day I'll check out Diablo 2. I've heard some weird stuff happening with Diablo 2 for the PS4 and the Xbox. Something to the effect like if you don't log in occasionally to play it, then Blizzard will just go in and totally deactivate the game on your end. I don't know. I don't quite understand. Obviously, it's a game that's a digital only affair. I don't think you could get Diablo 2 Resurrected on physical media. Maybe I'm wrong. You could let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of give my initial impressions on it. Really enjoying it. Way more, again, than I had any right to. And everything's been put on the back burner while I play this. I'm completely addicted to it. So yeah, Diablo 3. It's a shame it took me so long to actually dip my toe in the water. But hey, better late than never. So leave in the comments below. Any of you guys a fan of the Diablo series, Diablo 3? Are you a fan of the single player campaign? Or predominantly do you play it online? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.